Hello, Steve Davis on the line, Rodney.
Hi Steve, how you doing?
Great, been a while. I'm getting into the new version finally and looking forward to others joining, but could use a little advice on best Java versions and things like that because I was struggling a lot. You'll remember on my previous calls trying to convert all my previous stuff and went back to Java 4, I mean to JMRI 4.14 or something. So I went ahead and started a new cats panel and even a new whole panel pro JMRI file for my new layout, which is the addition. And then later I'll go back from what I learned and add the old stuff back into it instead of what I was doing, try and start with the old and migrate to the new. And I've got Panel Pro working and I can see, occupancies and throw switches and all those good things. Having a little bit of trouble, not really with cats, but when I load it, it does some weird stuff. It'll load it and it gives me a lot of errors, but it seems to work. I'm talking about Designer, sorry, I load Designer. And then when I close it, it starts Cat's Designer again. So I don't know if it's something anybody else is seeing. I'll be eager to see other people, if they've had a similar experience. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Java 17. So let me give you all the data. And I saw on your groups.io this had been discussed a little, and that you yourself, I think, were working on going to a new computer, a Windows 11, which is what I'm using. So my JMRI is version 5.12, which is a stable release, not an experimental one. And I'm running Java 17.0.16. I don't know if any of that means anything.
Um, yeah, um, trying to think if I have tried the last stable release. Okay, for what it's worth, on my new computer, Windows 11, I'm running Java 21, so that's
Oh,
that's quite a bit newer than 17. I figured I'd just do it and see what happens.
I wonder if I should try that. Since I'm the only one on here,
Mm-hmm.
would you mind if I'm going to move you over to a different screen, if
Sure.
I just showed you what I'm seeing?
Yeah, we can if it'll let us share screens. I'm not sure we're set up to be able to do that.
Okay.
But go ahead, let's give it a try.
I'm just trying to get rid of a screen right now, but hopefully it's Norton wants me to upgrade, and I keep saying now no, and it won't let me. It won't go away.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, see if I can get rid of that. Put it on a different screen. All right. Oh boy.
Sure.
I'm going to share. Let's go to Zoom. I'm going to try it here. Video. I know I can do that. Let's see more. Oh, share. So I'm going to share. Share. Oh, not turned on. The host isn't allowing multiple presenters sharing at this meeting. So that's up to you, I guess. I think
Yeah.
you have to click allow sharing. It would just be easier to show you than to try and explain.
Yeah, and typically it is. Okay, but I heard a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Um,
Yeah, I don't want to over confuse it. So I can start over or
no, no,
simplify.
no, no. Now let's see if we can work piece part of kind of tease this apart a little bit and see what's
Thank
going
you,
on.
Rodney, by the way. I appreciate it.
Hmm. Well, that's why we do these. Um, Also, I want to ask you, um, we just had a guy, and I'll get back to your problems here in a minute. We just had a guy move to the Denver area. Mike, he
Yeah,
said,
Blaylock, he's a good friend of mine
yeah,
and he's skilled at 3D printing, so he could be useful. Is I he's been a friend of mine and he's helped me build my new uh second sub edition. Just a wonderful person. And he's moved to Denver, you're right, and he's kind of gotten in with Rich Gibson and some kind of crew there and a museum I think he's helping with, and I've suggested you and uh, you know, sorry, I'm
Yeah,
listening. That he would reach out to you and see if you could run on that railroad or he's met. Well, I'm trying to think if well, I'm not sure. All I know is oh, yeah, on the Fall River division, he's I think Parker came and spoke to us at one of our events, and Mike might have seen him then. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But,
yeah. Anyway, I was with actually we were working on the Krandik this afternoon, and he was there and um, listening and studying how we did some things. And so, yeah, I just thought
wow,
I'd.
next time I'm in Denver, I don't know if you guys ever open up for like those what are they, Iraqi ops and stuff, but I'd love to operate on the Krandik because it was the original thing that spawned you to write all this stuff.
Yes, and he will be open because we've got front range rails coming up
Oh,
in a little over 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks, and the Krandik will be on front range rails.
wow, if it's over in just 2 weeks, nobody has told me about it, and I'm the area ops coordinator, so probably nobody from the Tulsa area is invited or something. I've not gotten
Um,
any notice.
yeah, okay. You've got John Parker's email, I assume.
I do. I'll reach out to him.
Okay, because I don't know if there are any openings or not, but
There
yeah,
may
I
not
mean,
be, and that's okay. I'll catch it some other time. It's not like I'm trying to. It's just funny because I'm the ops coordinator for this whole northeastern Oklahoma, and usually we get invites, and then I ask people who wants to go, and I get back to the coordinator, and I handle all that. Nobody has reached out, so we don't officially we don't know that there's anything happening.
yep. But anyway, yeah. Um,
Okay.
so they're trying to wrap up all the attendees and stuff like that. So sooner the better. You reach out to
Well,
John,
I
probably
can't
Doug
promise
Gunkin.
I could go on that short notice, to be honest, because I've got things coming up, including a anniversary date
Oh,
with my wife. So I'll tell you what, I don't want to waste your time on that. Have you figured out how I might could share my screen? I can if you turn on allow sharing as the host, but I can't do it from here.
I'm not the host, so I'm not sure I can do it either.
Oh, who is the host?
Eric, what's his last name? Smith?
White.
Eric,
I thought it was Eric White. Sorry, but I don't know.
White. Okay, that could be.
Okay, well, he's not on this and he's not here, then you can't do it. So I'll start it and I'll try my best to explain. Or maybe what I'll do later is get on a separate call with just you. I mean, I want to talk on this call in case people join and could benefit from it. What happens right now, I'm running the latest cats 3.0,
Okay.
and you know which and if I need to downgrade my JMRI down to 10 instead of 12, I'm not sure how you do that. Maybe just I hate to uninstall everything and start from scratch, but maybe just change the jar file. I don't know because I've not done much with it. Just built a new Panel Pro instance. But anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
let
Okay.
me. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
First of all, figure out what version of JMRI you were on. That's important. You said
Well,
it's
I started. No, it's a fresh install. There's no past history. It's 5.12 from zero.
right. Okay. But okay.
Like I say, I had been fighting with trying to upgrade, and I kept getting all these errors. Such and such class doesn't understand this and that. So finally, I said, I made a much more complex layout. My second sub's actually bigger than the original one, which was called the third sub, and that's simply because it's a bigger building. Well,
Hmm.
actually, that's not true. It's the same size building, but the old building had the crew lounge and bathroom and wood shop and a lot of other stuff. And this is just railroad. So I don't want to bore you with it, but we built a whole new layout, but it's got a lot more track and it's all mushroom like John's is.
Hmm.
So it's all more substantial in terms of trackage and turnouts and control points, and so I just built first of all a layout editor panel in JMRI to make sure I had all the turnouts and the sensors and the blocks defined and all of that, and that all works within JMRI without cats.
Hmm.
So then I went and installed a clean install of cats.
Okay.
and I've got no file created. So I've been going into Designer and not trying to open an old file. Ah, making a liar out of me. You know what? I just started it. Started file with no errors. Let me see if I can open. Oh, it happens when I try and open a file. Okay, so I go to open. As soon as I
Yep.
click open, before I select a file, I get a long, this is where I wish I could share a screen. I get a long litany of issues, but I can't read them all. There's so many, but see if I can get to the gist of it. It starts with program files, x86, designer, all this kind of stuff. And then it says, warning, cannot read value equals colon, colon, open bracket. And then it looks like hexadecimal C55 C499D 3518 44 little AL 998 E 796A. I know it doesn't mean anything to you, but it gives you all this stuff. And the next line is Java IO file not found exception, file C colon program files slash JMRI, and then it's that same long number. It thinks that that's a file in there that it's looking for, not found at java.desktop.sun, and then it just goes through all the places at this, at this, at this. But if I go a step further and open, I just will ignore that, and then open an actual file, such as one I just created. I'm going to do it, so I'm not. Let's see, where do I want to go? I put it on my desktop to make it real easy because I didn't know we couldn't share screens. I was planning to share this on the call, so I put everything on my desktop just to make it real quick to find. And it's called Cat's Test. So I open that, and the file opens just fine. And I can save it and open it. Now I don't know if it'll run under um, JMRI yet because I haven't tried to run cats. I'm just working with the designer, and I didn't realize that this call was coming up so soon. So I might be premature even reaching out to you because it could be that, when I build this, there'll be no issues and it will run. I was actually working on building the panel today, and when I got this error in Designer and saw there was a cat's call tonight, I thought, okay, great. I will just yeah, I'll just talk to Rodney about it. And especially after I read in the groups that there was things about different Java versions and different. I guess I should have read your documentation better. I didn't realize 5.12 wasn't supported, but when I went to the wiki dot, I saw I think you only go to 5.5.
Yeah, that we'll talk about that in a few minutes
Oh,
before
okay.
we kill this conversation off. But it will work with at least 5.10, and I've seen nothing yet that says it won't work with 5.12. I'm trying to remember if I've installed 5.12 anywhere. And right offhand, it's I'm because I've got a Raspberry Pi and I got two laptops, and I've got my desktop, and I had a
So you can run
virtual.
lots of instances of cats. I guess is what you're
Yep,
saying on Jeremiah too.
yep. I need
And that's
different.
kind of what
Yep.
I'm doing, Rodney. I
Hmm.
in on my layout, I'm still running JMRI 4.14 with the older cats with Bob McNabb's
Hmm.
stacking update.
Hmm.
That's not because I like it better than yours. I want to use the NX. I want to use all the new features, call on, all of that. But it was so hard for me to do the conversion that I decided because I was making so much progress on coding up my new layout and creating the tables and everything for the signals and all that that I just decided to heck with it. I'll create the new layout and I'll just recreate the old layout because I already have all the memory, the DCC
Hmm.
addresses of the
Hmm.
burnouts and the memory sensor addresses and all of that stuff. So I
Okay.
decided, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Let's simplify this. You're
okay,
running Designer.
yes.
That means you're having problems running Designer. That means we don't need to consider JMRI
Oh,
because
JMR
Designer
designer
does
doesn't care about JMRI.
nope, not a lick.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
so that says to me the thing to think about then is how Designer was installed. And what it amounts to is do you know where you installed Designer?
Yes, I put it all in the JMRI
Okay.
programs x86 because it was confusing to me on the documentation because it says don't put it in x86 and then you listed all these things that had to be in the program file. So I went ahead and put it all in there. Which one should I move out, or do you think that's what the issue is?
Okay. So let's just designer actually doesn't require very much at all. So you've got it in your Jammer folder.
Yeah,
Okay,
the program files, um, JMRI to be exact.
good. Is it program files or program files x86?
It is program files x86, and
Okay.
that's weird because I'm running in a 64-bit machine, but when I installed Java, not Java, when I installed JMRI, that's where it put it. So I didn't argue with it.
Yeah, yeah. Understand that same situation here. Exactly.
Okay.
So no problem. Okay. So you've got at the in your program files x86 slash JMRI, you've got designer dot jar.
Okay, let me open it. I do believe so, but I'm going to open
Yep.
it and tell
Yep.
you I'm not going to speculate because you're helping
Okay.
me. So let me open it all up and go to it. So here we go. JMRI program file. I have shortcuts to all these on my desktop, as you
Okay.
might imagine. So
Mm-hmm.
there, I got it quickly. So I have everything from cats. I just pasted it into my Windows program files JMRI. So I do have what did you call it again? Cats.jar or
Uh,
designer.jar?
the
Yes,
designer dot
designer.jar
jar.
is sitting. It's called a Zulu jar file for some reason, and it's sitting in the program files x86 JMRI.
Right. And I that's probably right because something's running, which is, you know, that says that a good chunk of it's installed correctly. Okay. Then in your there's a lib directory directly under that. In it's in JMRI slash lib.
Yes, it's I'm checking it now. Okay, and it has a bunch of stuff in it.
Yep. And that okay from JMRI. Now
Yes.
look for designer needs two files in there. The
Oh,
first file it needs is something called log4j dash something.
I remember you're talking about this before. I will find
Mhm.
it, and it looks like I do have it. It's log
Yep.
4j-1.2.17.jar. Then there's another four of these log 4j's in here. Log 4j dash API dash
Yeah.
2.2, blah, 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 log 4j dash core, and log 4j dash SLF4J2, and more.
Yeah. JMRI needs those. Designer
Okay.
doesn't. Okay. So the one file you need is log4j, and the other one you need is a JDOM2, I think. Something. Look for
Okay,
a
let me look for that. J
JDOM.
DOM2
Yep.
dash 2.0.6 dot jar.
Okay, that should work. So you've got all the executables in place. Go back up one level to your JMRI folder,
Yes,
which contains designer.jar.
yes,
Okay. Next, there is a file called um, designer.bat.
yes. And I am using that to start it, but I have that sitting in a different folder.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I mean, should
Yeah.
I?
No, no, no.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. I think I just made a shortcut to the one that's sitting in the program files. Let me make sure. I'm going to open
Yep.
up the shortcut. Designer.bat shortcut. It's on my desktop. I'm going to properties. It says start. No, it's starting in program files x86 JMRI. Yes, so that is what's starting.
Okay, good. Um, let's do an edit. Oh, wow.
I will do so. And in fact, I did that, although I made it wrong. So thank you, because this is where you're going to catch me. I uncommented the line that said C colon backslash program files x86 backslash JMRI backslash launch JMRI dot exe end quotes and then designer dot GUI dot ctc. It's the
Yeah,
next to
I'm
the.
thinking about that.
Okay, I'll wait. I'm not in a
Yeah.
hurry. I just want to make sure you knew it's the next to the last one in your list of ones I could be using.
Okay. Um, yeah, I had troubles with getting those bat files right.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised I used the JMRI launcher, but I suppose I could. I'm trying to think what it did. That would load in all kinds of stuff. Because
That
when
might be
in
what's. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, in Linux and Mac, I don't load in all the libraries. I
Got it.
only load in the ones I need.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember what I did for Windows. Let me check and see what the latest looks like.
Okay, and before you go, one of the earliest ones says use the following line if Windows knows about Java, and I didn't use that. Oh, wait, that's also uncommented. So now I'm going to tell you I don't know which one I'm using. I'm
You're
using the
good.
one.
Okay, that may explain what's going on. Okay,
Yes,
here's the
sir.
way the batch file works. You execute it, and Windows is going to look at every line, and it's going to see the first one that's not commented out, and it's going to run it.
Yes, sir.
And then if it dies, it's going to continue with the script, and it'll find the second one that's not commented and run it.
Yeah, I feel like a dummy. I should have only done one.
Yep. I don't know if you're a dummy or feel like a dummy, but yeah. And my guess is the first one is probably the one that's giving you all the crap that you're looking at, and then it
Okay.
dies, and then the second one runs okay.
You know what that could be because I remember I was telling you it starts twice. You feel okay, you figured it out. So I'm putting the
Two.
comments on the one that says if it knows about Java. I'm going to keep the program files one. I'm going to save it. I think it won't allow me to because it's in the JMRI folder. No, it actually did allow me to. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the mysteries of Windows.
Usually, what I've been doing is saving it to the um, desktop and then forcing it
Cup.
into the program
Yeah, yeah,
file.
yeah. No, I understand. That's like I say, the mysteries of Windows permissions and what it lets you do and won't let you do.
Okay, I'm going to reopen it and make sure the edit took because that's very suspicious
Yep,
that it took it. Usually it will not. So I'm going to go edit in Notepad. It took it. So now it's only uncommented the single line, which is your next to the last, the C program files. So I'm now going to attempt to launch it
yep,
at, okay, it's fine so far. The error occurred when I hit open. File open. Ah, not having a problem, Rodney. I feel like a true dummy, but I'm grateful to you as always for your support. Now I'll go and load that file. And bang, it's fine. It loads it. It looks like it did. Wow. You know,
good.
what's funny was I went in there and I uncommented the one I wanted without noticing that apparently another one had also been, I guess by default, uncommented.
Yep.
I'll be darned.
Okay. So one step in the right direction. Okay. Let's before you try loading it under I gotta think here a second. Okay, before you try loading it under cats, look in your JMRI folder again
Okay.
and see if you've got, I think it's called crantic.gif.
I believe I do, but let me look. Yes, I do.
Okay, good. And you've got the JDOM, you've got the you've got the log4j. I don't think you'll need to change the batch file. So at this point in time, I think you should be able to run cats.
I'm going to attempt it. I've
Okay.
not attempted it yet, but here we go. It's running. I'm saying okay. And of course, then it's going to ask me to open the file. And the disappointing part's going to be there's not much in that file, but it did run it. It started JMRI. File open. Desktop. Cats test. I think it's running, but I can't tell because that file only has a single section of track and it doesn't have any known sensors yet. So I
Yeah, yeah.
don't think it's
Okay,
going to display.
okay. Here's what you can do. Do you see the JMRI main screen? The one, the little
Yes.
rectangle that's gray and has a whole bunch of menu bar on it?
Yeah. I mean, mine says CTC panel, file, edit, tools, roster, all that, or something different.
No, no. It pops up when JMRI runs.
Right. So
Okay.
what popped up with
Oh,
JMRI running?
file edit tool. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. That's it. Okay. Go to help and open
Help.
the system console.
Okay, here we go. There are some warnings in here, which is weird, but that could relate to my own coding of the. But I do say something about log4j, so unless you want to tell me what to look for, I can tell you what I'm seeing. It starts with only info, which is all good, but then it
Right?
says at un.awt.shell warn cannot read value, and then it's one of these weird. It might be the same one, hexadecimal
Hmm.
C55499D main Java IO file not found program files x86 jam Reiner's give me that same one not found. I don't
Okay.
understand what any of that is.
Yeah. Let me do a quick look and see. I have not looked at the CATS launcher in ages. And let me see if
But all I have though is warnings, not any errors. It looked like it loaded. And now it's giving me some critique of my designer work. Found a track section that is not in a block, etc. And I'll go fix all that.
yeah. But the point is it is running, kind
It
of.
appears to be I should have done more homework for you and created a working small panel. And like I said, I wasn't really prepared for the call
Yep,
because
yep.
for some reason I got a reminder yesterday or yeah that said hey cat's call and I said oh that's great I got to be on that. I even told my wife I'm gonna be upstairs and get on the cat's call and then I didn't have enough to show you.
Okay. Well, um, where's my gotta figure out how to I want to edit the thing and there it is. That's what I want. I'm still learning about Windows 11.
I hear you. That makes two of us, and you're the more expert obviously than I am. I'm kind of
Oh,
encouraged that at least it's running.
okay. Guess what?
What?
There are some lines you can comment out in the cat's bat file as well.
Okay, great. Let me open that up. So I should close all this.
Yes, definitely.
Quit. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the cats.bat.
And if
Edit.
you do a right click, you can something about edit file or something like that.
Okay, edit in Notepad. I got it.
Edit
All
Notepad.
right.
Yep. Okay. Now, which one?
Oh, it's another time where it looks like I got two of them. The first one I come to is C colon program files parentheses x86 close parentheses backslash JMRI backslash launch JMRI.exe unquote cats.apps.crandic. And then at the bottom, I also have launch JMRI.exe cats.apps.crandic.
Yep. Which I would say it sounds to me like you should probably comment out the first one.
Oh, the first one, even though that's really where it is.
Um,
Well, the first one steers it to the x86 folder, and the second one doesn't. But it doesn't say. It says it should work for either. Okay, let me just do that and
yeah,
see. Instead of arguing
yep.
with the designer like an idiot, let me just do it. and I'm going to see if I can save it. And if I can't, I'll do my trick of saving it to the. For some reason today, it's being forgiving. It seems to be allowing me to save it. That
You
isn't what I
must have burned the
usually.
right incense or something.
It isn't what usually happens. I'll be honest with you. Okay, now I'm going to relaunch with just that last line uncommented. Here we go. And I'm going to open it and waiting for it. JMRI came up. I see my control panel that I created in JMRI. I'm going to file. I'm going to open. Again, it's sort of a dud file that I'm opening. But if I open another one, it will have been created under the older version of cats, and I don't want to introduce more, errors into this.
Hmm.
So let's
Well,
just go cats
that's what we'll
test.
do next.
Well, okay, so I've done cats test, and now I'm going to go back to the console, and it says help. Oh no, yeah, help system
Help system
console.
console.
Well, unfortunately, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm still getting that same warning
Hmm.
about this weird
Okay.
file. I don't know if that's a problem. I think I've run it like that before, and it's just a stupid warning, but I'm not smart enough to tell you for sure.
Okay. Do you remember which was the uncommon line in the designer file that worked? Was it the one that had the x86 launch
Yes, it
jammer?
was the x86 one. So do you want me to go back to that?
Yeah. Uncomment that and comment out the last line.
Yes,
Now,
sir. Here we
the
boot up.
reason the
Yes, sir.
reason I'm suggesting you do that is because you're launching it from a shortcut.
Ah,
And the one that has all the uh, everything is
fully
spanned in.
qualified path.
Right. It's got the full paths.
All right. Saving this. See if it'll let me. It did. My lucky day. Double checking it took the edit. Okay, so now it has changed. I'm going to restart it, Rodney. I sure appreciate
Hmm.
your patience.
Sure.
I wish I'd have prepared more of a panel for you, but I will do one in time for next month's call. That I promise.
Well,
What I
like I
do
said,
like is it's loading Jammer pretty quickly, and that has a lot of tables in it. Cause I got signal heads, and I got turnouts, I got sensors, I've got all sorts of stuff in there, and it's loading quickly. Open desktop, because that's just where I put that cat's test. Open. I'll go to the help console, and no joy, it's the same thing, but it's not
same
worse.
thing.
Yeah. I think I may have this even on my existing version that works on under 4.14. This weird error. Do you want me to send you the text of it in like an email, or can I do
Sure.
that? Is
And yeah, you can if you've got the console open, I think there's
I
a
do.
copy to clipboard.
Okay. Copy to
Copy it to the
clipboard,
clipboard and then just paste it into an email or something.
or can I do it on this chat, or is that too much trouble?
Actually you can. Let me open the chat part. Okay, see if you can paste it into the chat.
All right, I gotta go back to Zoom. Okay, here we go. Let's see, chat. There we go. Here's gonna be a big one. And message everyone.
Yep.
That's it. Do I have to hit send, or does it just go to you?
I'm not seeing anything yet.
Okay. Control enter to send. Okay, here we go. If
Yeah,
not, I'll email it to you.
not seeing anything yet.
Jeez, I see it on my screen. Let's see. Oh, there's an error message. Messages have a limit of 1,000 characters. Okay, let me email it to you.
Okay,
Um,
it is a big one.
Let me open up my email. I just didn't have it open on the email. I do have it because I needed it to join this to find the invite. So here we go. New email. I'm gonna see if I have you in my system. Rodney Black. Yeah, I do. Are you still Rodney Black 2000 at yahoo.com?
That is me.
Okay, I'm gonna put a note. Cats V3 JMRI 5.12 Java 17. And now I'm going to put this horrible stuff in here. It's easier to read this way. The cats, it truncated, in the chat, it really truncated. Okay, here we go. Sending.
Yep.
Well, wait, I got to wait a second to hit send. Apparently, it's such a long message that it's making me wait to even get a cursor that I can click the word send. Hopefully, I didn't lock this up somehow. All right, let's give it a try. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's almost acting like my computer has frozen. I can move the window around, but I'm not sure if there's a rule about a message being too long or what, but I'm just, eh. It's, oh, wait. Outlook has become unresponsive. Well, maybe there's a way I can cut just part of it, of that chat. I'm going to close the chat. Yeah, I'm going to save the draft. See if I can. I'm going to try again to send it, but if that doesn't work, I'll truncate it because the main part of it is in like the first paragraph. Then there's a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, that the main paragraph is where the damage is being done.
Right, here we go. Try again. Control V. That's the magic paste. Yeah, there's something about the size of this file. Java's. Oh, here we go. It's well. I spoke too soon. And then it started to give me control again. Then it took it away. So I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to get a subset of this copied.
Okay.
Apparently, it's too big a file. Yep, I've locked up again.
Tell you what, I've got another idea. I don't know how much that's going to help me because, like you say, if you got this bracket stuff that with all the hex in there, that sounds pretty weird. Let's try another little experiment here.
Okay,
You still have your JMRI folder
the
open?
console is up. Yes, sir.
Okay, kill the version of cats you got running.
Okay, so close out of cats.
Yep. Okay, now your file navigator, you open the folder your JMRI folder, right?
I can open my JMRI program files folder. Is that what you're asking
Yes.
me? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
I'm
yes.
looking at it right now, Rodney. Yes, sir.
Okay. Double click on cats.bat. Let's get rid of
Middleman.
the shortcut stuff.
Okay, double clicking on it now. It's coming up, same as before. Hitting OK. It's loading JMRI and everything, it appears. So that part worked. I
Okay,
have
now
a,
before you do anything else, before you
yes.
load your file, let's bring
Oh,
up the system console.
good thinking. It's it's about the same, but it repeats a lot of stuff. So I'll bet if I copy just the first, if it'll let me, part of it, then because then it talks about local net packets and all this stuff. So I'm gonna try copying just a subset of this. Open Outlook again, but not choke it with the size of the message.
Hmm.
Here we go. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. That's a manageable size. Okay, now I'm going to send it to you. Oops, wrong. Rodney Black, Steve Davis, Cats 3 JMRI 5.12 Java 17. Okay, here you go. This will go. This went. So you should be getting it soon, depending on the speed of the internet these days.
I have it. I got it. Thank you.
Great. Because a lot of it is the same file not being found over and over again. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, I can take some of this stuff apart. Um, okay, as we go down the thing, your first couple warnings have to do with the fact that you need a what's it called? Something.lcf. I can't think of the name.
I couldn't tell you. You're over my head, Rodney.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what is it's a file that talks about how to format the logging.
No.
But it looks like I don't think it's killing you, but Using. Okay. So those three warnings for log4j.
Uh-huh.
What is the name of that? Okay, let me look at mine and see if I can find it.
I'm in no hurry, Rodney. You're doing me a huge favor.
Default.lcf.
Where's that supposed to be, Rodney?
Mine sits in my program files x86 JMI folder because
I
that's
have
the
that
old
file.
logging.
I have a file default underscore LCF dot XML.
Right. Okay. But that's for the new logging. The old logging is default.lcf.
All right. I guess I don't understand.
Okay. Um, it basically it's directives to the logging utility saying, you can fine tune it, what you want logged
Oh,
and how and stuff like that. And when they went to the new logging, um, then they went to an XML file. And since I had you install the log4j, that's the old logger.
hmm. So how do I
And
get it back?
okay, couple possibilities here. Is this a new computer?
It's pretty new. I don't know how new. I mean, it's a few years old, so it's not brand new. It's been
Yeah.
running other stuff, including other versions of JMRI.
Okay. That's why I'm wondering if because whenever you did brand new install JMRI. If you got an old version of JMRI running around, it may be in that folder.
I don't, I'd have to go down to, I can find it. I can go down to my computer down in the training shop where, or actually have a laptop downstairs where I probably have that.
Okay.
So I want to make sure I understand. Right now, the file I have is called default underscore LCF dot XML. And you're telling me I want something not that.
Correct. You should find a file called default.lcf without the underscore and without the XML.
Okay. And I probably have that somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So
And if you don't, I can send you one.
let's assume I have it.
Okay. And that
And
that'll that should
what do
get
I do with it? Just put it right here in the program files?
yep. And
Let
that
me, yeah,
that should get
sorry.
rid of those three warnings.
Interesting. And maybe I can find this on a network without leaving this
Yeah.
here. I'm going to look real quick in my file explorer because I can access some of my other computers and I've got older versions of. Is that a file that came with JMRI?
Yeah. Once old version. It'll be like JMRI. They stopped shipping it in JMRI, I want to say 5.4 or 5.6, something in
Well, I
there.
may not have anything that old then.
Yeah.
Let's see what I do have. Dropbox, documents, JMRI. And under there, I have all sorts of different folders. So let me just search for that file, default.lcf. It didn't, it's working on it still, but I don't
Yeah.
know how fast it's going to be. How hard is it for you to email it to me?
Should be no problem. Let me
We'll just get
since I got an email from you, I'll just do a reply.
that. That'd be faster, probably.
Yep. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can find.
Yeah, Bill. Oh. So you're
Okay.
saying that something about, I just want to make sure I understand the issue. Something about cats requires a very old version of this logging file.
Correct.
Good. Okay, now I understand it.
Okay, it's on the way.
Fantastic, Rodney. What a excellent level of support for a free product. Hard to believe that somebody would do what you do.
Now,
Here it
what
is.
bothers me,
Yes, sir.
okay, what's
So I just want to,
bothering,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'm looking at what you sent me, and I think that should get rid of the warnings, but then I see this stuff about default permission manager.
No, I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay.
Well, what is that? I mean, it's not a, is it a warning?
No, it looks like it's got the front part's been chopped off.
No.
Um,
I
I
have no errors.
no, yeah, it looks like if there was an error, it got chopped. It just okay. Do you see the on the console? Do you see the three warnings?
Okay, 1 minute. I was just busy pasting that
Yeah,
default.lcf, but for some reason I'm not finding it. Doesn't look like it worked. Let me paste it to my desktop.
yeah. Save it to your
Okay,
desktop.
I did
Yeah.
something wrong. So let me back up.
Hmm.
What am I
Sure.
looking for again?
Okay, back to the system console.
I am system
Okay.
console.
Do you see the log4j, the three warnings? There,
I
you got it's
Wait,
like
well,
the
let me. Yes, yes, it starts with that app.util.log4j info. This
yep,
log is okay. I don't see a warning. No appenders could be found for
yep,
logger.
yep,
Please initialize the log4j system properly.
yep,
See HTTP logging Apache or yeah for more info.
right. Okay. That those three warnings is what the default LCF should fix.
Got it.
Now,
I'm gonna
the
save it.
yep. Now the next thing then is I look at the line after that. It says t.permission.default permission manager.
Okay, let me go to that. T. I don't see that.
Okay, you see the three warnings?
Well, yes.
Okay, look at the next line.
Oh, it's info though. It's not an error.
Okay, because mine
It
doesn't even
says
show info. Oh, yes, you're right. It
t.permission.default
it does show info. I'm sorry. You're correct. It does show info.
main default permission system is enabled.
Yes.
No, main. I don't know what
Now,
that means.
I'm not sure where that is coming from, but I suspect that is coming from JMRI.
Okay.
And my understanding, I haven't followed this real closely, and I don't know remember where they did this, but I think they included um, some permission stuff
Oh,
in
great.
JMRI. And I'm wondering if that's what we're seeing here in 5.12.
I see.
Okay.
Well, it's not stopping me from running.
Yeah.
Sorry. Here it is. Default.lcf. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't copy this into the um, JMRI folder now.
Yeah.
And I have to give it a permission, and I did, and it's in there now. So do you want me to try and
Okay.
restart it?
Sure. Sure.
Oh, I'm already running it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna reset. I'm gonna kill everything.
Yep.
All right, can't stop that. Here we go again. Okay, without having loaded a file yet, I'm gonna go to
Yep.
the system console.
Correct.
I do not down. Please initialize the log4j properly. Blah 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 blah.
Mm,
It's all
I
the
think
same.
all the same. Okay.
You always tell me to do something about log4j. Did I? I wonder if I did it right. How can I confirm I have log4j, the right version, and all that?
You read it off. You got it. Because you when you read me the version number and everything in your lib directory, you've got it.
I do have a. Let me find it for sure. Is that supposed to be an E?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be in lib.
I mean, internet. I seem to be having some internet issues. I don't know why. It says my internet connection is unstable.
Ooh. Okay.
So I didn't hear the last 2 minutes. I'm hearing you now. So my question was: Is where is log4j supposed to be? Is it supposed to be in the lib folder?
Yes.
And it is there. I confirmed that. I'm double confirming it now. It wasn't some special version of log4j though.
No. It's the
I ha-
log4j that's been around for years, which is part of the problem.
log4j 1.2.17.jar is what I have, but then there's a lot of other pieces of it. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I guess we're not any closer, but it doesn't really bother me because these are just warnings. It's not keeping me from operating. It's
So far,
annoying.
yeah.
Well, maybe this is your sort of check it out list. And if you come up with a solution, let us know.
Yeah, no, I agree. What this
I'm
is telling
surprised
me,
other people aren't, or maybe they're not looking at their console because they're not having problems. But like when you look at your console, do you not see that error?
no,
Oh,
but I'm not running 512 either. And so
God.
what our conversation has told me is I need somewhere I need to put 512 on a machine and run cats against it and see what happens.
It'd be funny if you ran it just fine and had no issues. Then we got to figure more out what's different on mine.
Yes, yes, agreed. And you said you are Windows 11.
Windows 11, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one warning. You talked about going backwards. It is
I'm
very,
not gonna do it though. It looks
yeah,
like I'm okay. I'm up and running now.
yeah, because it is very difficult to go backwards with JMRI.
Oh
Be-
yeah.
because JMRI changes your configuration files when you do an upgrade, and when you go
Oh yeah.
backwards, it doesn't know how to undo the changes.
Very good to know. Thank you, Rodney.
So don't.
I
I
won't.
would not advise you go backwards. If anything, you need to do a fresh start somewhere else.
I see. Good to know.
Now, I would, yeah, the same thing is happening.
Oh, you installed 12 just now?
No, no, no. I'm looking at what else is coming down, and it looks like there are problems with the LocalNet packetizer.
Oh
But
yeah.
but you say that it works just fine with Panel Pro and so
Yes.
forth. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't put it on my actual physical railroad yet. So this has all been work I'm doing on a desktop computer, and down in the train building, I'm still running this old dinosaur version that also has a lot of errors, and I think it might even have this one, but I don't know. I'll have to go look. But it runs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy. It works. I don't know about this packetizer issue though. It might be a deal breaker. What I'm gonna do next, not I can't do it right now on this call, but what I intend to eventually do would be to um, put bring my laptop down there, hook it up to the new part of the layout, and see if I'm actually able to throw turnouts and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask another question then. Your connection to the layout. Okay.
Yes.
On your desktop that you're sitting at. Do you
Yes.
have a local net attached to it or are you using a
No.
simulator?
Simulator. Three simulators because I have
Okay.
three local nets on mine. I
Okay.
have, yeah.
Ooh, that's that's interesting.
That
Okay,
was what
good.
my first problem was when I started talking to you, but I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a better solution,
No,
but
no, no, no. I was just hoping that the reason is because JMRI, if you've got a profile and it's opening it, it says I've got a local net connection. It looks to see if the local net connection is active or not, and it'll do basically barfs if you don't have a local net. But if you say I've got a simulator, that's good enough.
yes. Yeah, that should be good enough for these purposes.
Yes, yes, for these purposes. Okay, the point you're at right now, let's throw caution to the wind and load your old CATS file.
Okay, it will give me errors, but I'll try it anyway just
Mm-hmm.
for fun.
Sure.
So let me file open. I gotta go to, let me remember how to get there. Okay, it's on Dropbox. So let me go to Dropbox and it, it's called, let's see, Dropbox, documents, JMRI. And then I actually have a, yeah, CATS 3 version, I think that should work. Let's try it. Nope, file not found. Okay, the problem with all my old files are not for Cats 3, Rodney.
That's okay.
Oh, okay. Then I'll try again. I thought it had to be Cats
Nope.
3. In that case, I'm going to use the one that actually works and I run with my railroad. No, it's giving me a file not found while opening file C, users, Dropbox documents, GMRI data, local net tables, exception, no signal heads. Okay, I don't know what all that is, but I think maybe um, it opens my old version. This is the whole problem. Loads a, what do you call it, a header file or an include
Yeah.
file,
Yeah.
and it has a lot of stuff that this new layout doesn't have. And I'm gonna. So that's a question I had for you. Um, if I define all my stuff on a JMRI layout editor panel file, and I
Mm-hmm.
load that panel, and
Mm-hmm.
then I load cats. Do I need an external file that keeps all my tables and stuff if they're already open in JMRI?
It's open in JMRI.
So that's one of the problems. I think I might be opening an unnecessary file.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got some links to some problem things. So I don't want this to be a stopper for you because I can open stuff just fine if it doesn't include that
Mm-hmm.
file, but I don't know how to go into Designer and remove a header file.
Okay. What you do in Designer, and
Yeah,
let me
I'm
open
going to
it
get
up.
out of Jammerine because if I could do it,
Yeah,
I
get out of
would actually,
JMRI.
yeah, I would actually love to open it without that file. So I'm going to go to Designer, like you said,
Yep.
and now I'm in Designer, and you're saying I'm able to just open this file that was made under Cats 3, but it includes my old layout.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me go
Okay.
ahead and try to
Okay.
open it.
Here, okay, let's talk for a moment about where are things defined, such
Okay,
as signal heads and sensors and turnouts and
yes,
stuff like that.
okay,
You can do them in two places. You can do them in Designer, or you can do them in JMRI Panel Pro, which I think is what you've done because you've got a Panel profile.
yes.
Yeah, and
Completely describes the layout, and it has all the
yes,
tables that are necessary, including the
yes,
signal heads.
yes, yes. Okay, now. So in that case, then all you need is the usernames in cats. In other
Right.
words, okay, so, and you don't need to put in all that other stuff. All you need to do is put in the usernames. Okay.
And I kind of knew that, but I thought I needed to have that file. This was because I've started Rodney so long ago with cats. I've been with y'all many years that
Mm-hmm.
I was naive about it, and I thought they couldn't talk to each other. I needed to have that separate file for it to have something to read.
Right. Okay. And cats, since you've been with me so long, I've made it easier to do those things. And once upon a time, yeah, you may have had whatever. You, once upon a time, you almost had to do everything in cats.
Huh.
Okay. Now you don't. Okay. So you have a file somewhere that when you did your JMRI Panel Pro, you did a where was it under tools or something? You did a save tables,
Yes.
okay? And you gave those tables a file name.
Yeah, it's called KCS LocalNet Tables.xml.
Okay, great. Now when you load cats, and the way you're doing things, you need to load those tables as well. And there are two
File
ways
for
to
some
load
reason
those
I'm not finding.
tables. What's that?
No, I'm just having an internal, unrelated to you. Oh, I'm getting this message again. My internet connection is unstable. Of course I am when I'm trying to have an important conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So there are two ways to load those tables. One way is you fire up cats and then you get the JMRI main screen, and just like you would with Panel Pro, you load the tables. That's one way before you load your cats file.
I see.
The second way is, do you have Designer open?
Right now I do.
Okay, look under Appearance.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. But here's the problem I'm having. You're a little ahead of me. I'm
Okay,
opening Designer, but I've not been able to locate my any of my JMRI files. It's just weird. I've sort of had this problem with Designer. I can see a file on the Explorer, but it doesn't list as being. I can't open it from within Designer. It acts like it doesn't exist.
okay, okay, but let's talk to that. Let me go to that in a minute. Okay, now under Appearance,
Okay, I'm going
you
to go to Appearance now, but I don't really have a file loaded.
that right. That's okay.
Okay, go into Appearance.
Okay, go down towards the bottom and you'll see a thing called Include.
Include file.
Okay, if you click on that, you should be able to find your local net tables file.
Yes, I would be able to if I had opened it. Yes, I mean if I could open the cats file.
No, all I'm
No.
saying is under the Include file,
Oh,
yep, go down to Include file and you click on it,
I did.
okay, and it'll ask you for a file name.
Yes.
Okay, that's where you put in your your local net tables file.
Yes, that's correct. I have done that in my old operating
Okay,
version.
good, good, good. Okay. And if you want to get rid of it, you have to, if you want to clear that out, you have to save it with a blank name.
Oh, you can't, there's no delete button. That's what I tried to find.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. We're good on that. So now what that does is in your cats file, that saves the name of your tables file so that when you load cats, the first thing cats does is say, oh, I need, or when I load my cats file, it says the first thing I need to do is load all these tables, and here's where they're at. So they will load those tables before it loads the cat stuff. And what that does then is that creates all those sensors and turnouts and signal heads and all that kind of stuff. So they exist when cats starts pulling in the stuff it needs. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it did. Could you repeat that one last time? One
Yeah,
more time?
yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let me try again. Okay. If you have a file name in the include file, if you put something in there
Yes.
and okay, that saves that file name inside your cats file, your cats XML file.
Yes, it does.
Then when you load your cats XML file, the first thing it does is it sees that tables file.
I
And,
see.
and what it'll do then is it will automatically load that tables file before it brings in all the cat's data. And so
Okay.
so consequently, when cats loads its stuff, when cats starts loading, the your its versions of the turnouts and signals and all that kind of stuff, the JMRI things already exist because you loaded them in the include file. So it does it
Yes.
automatically.
So I understand now. So let me tell you, about to make a next step. If I'm opening a good working um, JMRI, sorry, catch file, and
Hmm.
since it's a good one, it's working correctly.
Okay.
If I go to appearance and then include file, it's not actually showing me that I am using an include file, even though I actually am.
Okay.
How do I save a blank one?
Just hit save.
But there's no file selected.
Right.
There's no save button. So
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying to you is I've opened a CATS file that
Right.
when I created it
Right.
had an include file, and I think I opened it once with an XML editor. I have like a notepad for XML,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I looked for the include file and I tried to delete it manually, and I screwed things up by trying
Hmm.
that. If I go to
Okay.
appearance,
Yeah.
include file, it doesn't act as though there is one.
Right. I see what you're saying. Um, and you're right. I don't see a save either.
It's not
Um,
the end of the world,
but
but it's the reason that I'm having trouble migrating, and I'm
yep.
starting completely from scratch because I can't take out the include file.
Yep. I'm gonna have to look at my document. There's a way of getting rid of it.
Oh, good.
It's just, it's one of those little fringe type features that I don't use.
Of course. Well, that's the kind of thing where I hate to keep you up longer. This is going to be a very boring recording for anybody who tunes into it because they're going to be working on my layout. It won't help them in any way.
You would be surprised what people will
Ah,
learn from these. So
okay. Well, in any case, if you do discover how to get rid of the include file, either post it on the group so everybody can benefit it
yeah,
or send me an
yeah.
email, one or the other. But I will be watching for that because that
I
will solve my problem.
I know it can be done. It's just some weird way of doing it. And I apologize. It was when I was writing some of this stuff, you get in a groove and you say, okay, I'm going to get this working and I'll come back and I'll polish it later. And that's one of the things I never polished.
Sure.
So
Perfectly understandable.
let me try this. Okay, I'm looking at my document. To erase a file. Oh, okay. To erase a file, enter the name of a file that does not exist. So just
Oh,
type in junk or something.
okay. Let me open one up and attempt to do that. One moment,
Yeah.
please.
Hmm.
Let's see. Documents, JMRI. And now we've got the latest CATS 3. And it opened in Designer. So now I can see right now what I'm looking at is my old layout and my new layout both apparently working except when I try only in Designer, but when I try and put it
Hmm.
in CATS, I get all those different errors. So let me now go to appearance and include file and then just type like dog
Yep.
and hit all I can do is to hit open. Is that what I do?
Yep. Yep.
And it says does not exist, selection cleared.
Right. And then you can do a cancel.
All it gives me is okay. So now what? Do I save this?
Yep.
File, save as, and I'm going to save it by the same name.
Hmm.
And it should not have the include file.
Right.
I said overwrite. I did overwrite it. What does it mean when you close it and then it says save existing layout. That always confuses me. Does that mean save it before any changes were made, or?
Um, no, I think it's save the way. Oh, wait a minute. Save existing
Yeah.
layout.
So I'm
Yeah,
in Cats. I'm opening Designer. I'm looking at something. I did what
right,
you said, which was to type in a phony file that didn't exist
right.
and say okay. And then uh, it says you save change. I say yes. And then when I exit, I hit that X button, whatever
Yep,
says save existing layout question mark. And I
right,
typically like to hit yes, but
right. Okay, okay. The way things work and we're talking about designer here,
yes.
is if you open a file, then Cats makes a copy of it.
Oh,
Okay. So you're not actually editing the file itself. You're editing a copy of the file.
wow. That's very interesting.
So that if Cats crashes or something like that, your original file should remain, if designer crashes or something, your
Yes.
original file should remain untouched.
That's a nice feature. I had no idea.
Yeah. And so
So
then
I
when you,
should say yes to save if I really want to change, save whatever changes I made.
right now, and there's something in there, I haven't located it yet, but if you make any changes to that file, then Cat says, okay, that file has been changed. So if you say save, then it what it really means is, do you want to save those changes? So if you
Well, good
say
to know.
no, okay. If you say yes, I want to save the changes, then it renames that original file, puts a .bak on the end of it,
Oh,
and it'll save it under this the name that it had. If that makes okay. So consequently, you always have one level backup.
did not know that. Last question. I think it's getting late and
Mhm.
I'm tiring you out and tiring me out. I tried to reload that file without any of the includes. And while it looks wonderful on Designer, what I get is a completely blank screen when I'm running actual cats. Don't
Yeah.
want to delve into that too much yet. But I guess the one question I would have would be um, if I have track that is that's red
Yep.
in designer, does
Yep.
that mean it won't show anything when you go into real cats? Because I forgot. I haven't had that for so long.
There's a
And if
good chance it won't show anything. It's going to
that's a good
crash.
point. So I just need to finish my darn
Yeah.
file because I don't have
Yep.
any errors. It ran I'm looking at the console, still have
Yep.
those same warnings, but it ran all the way to the end. There was never an error in stopping or any of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All right,
So
Rodney, I will get my
okay.
file finished.
Now,
Yes.
since we're talking about the decode panel profiles, the XML, the one that you include, and
Yes.
you said something else that generated a possible red flag here.
Uh oh.
And the red flag is this. You said your tables were big. You had a lot of tables, okay? Um, you may not want to automatically include them.
Well, that's
In
what I'm saying I'm not going to do. So I guess
right.
what I'm saying is in my old version of cats that I'm now using on the model railroad successfully, but it's running the old version of cats that has Bob's stacking
Right, right,
uh
right.
mod, and I'm running 4.14 on the JMRI and still Java 1.8 or some whatever that is that.
Hmm.
And with all of that, it everything loads fine, but I am using this include file that's manually loading up all of these tables, which may already be getting loaded. But it's possible they're not because for my original layout, I did not have a layout editor
Hmm.
a layout editor XML.
Right.
Now I do have a layout editor XML that
Hmm.
completely describes my layout. And if we had screen sharing, I would show it to you. And
Hmm. Hmm.
it's the new half of the layout, but it's pretty
Hmm.
substantial.
Hmm.
And that since you're saying it already includes all the tables I don't think are huge for that. It's got maybe I don't know 30 or more sensors and 30 or probably more like 50 turnouts and 50 sensors, and I don't, it's not an unruly amount, but I'm not going to explicitly load any of these things anymore. To your point, there's no need to stuff
Oh,
it into cats and make cats extra big or stuff it into the cats file.
right. And I'm gonna tell you there's one thing to look for.
Okay.
If you put the definitions of those things in your Panel Pro XML file, your local net tables file, okay? And it's this. When cats loads, if you do the include bit that we were just looking at,
Yes.
what happens is cats tells JMRI load this file.
Yes.
And then JMRI says, okay, I'm going to do it, and passes control. It says cats go continue on, and then cat's going to try to load its stuff. Now, if it takes JMRI a while, and I don't know what a while is, to load the table, then the tables may not have completed loading before cats tries to start using them. It's called a fork
Wow.
operation, okay? And if all you're doing is straight tables, I think you're okay. And the numbers you have quoted me like, like 550 turnouts, I think you're okay. I don't know where the point is that it
Yes.
takes JMRI too long to load these things.
Understood. But Rodney, just so we're both on the same page, and I'm probably the one that's not since you're the expert here, but I'm not suggesting that I'm going to load anything anymore. I don't have an include file going forward. That's what we just
Okay,
worked on
okay,
earlier. The loco net tables is a crutch I had and maybe never needed, but I used it for the old layout because I didn't have a panel profile that actually described the layout.
right.
So when I start JMRI, sorry, yes, when I start JMRI 5.12
Hmm.
today,
Hmm.
by default, it forces you really, it loads the panel that you created.
Right,
I have one big panel
right,
that describes the whole layout, and it has all the sensors and turnout commands and signal heads and all of that. And all those work on the layout.
right. I understand
And
that.
and it loads fast.
Okay.
So then when I load cats, I wouldn't think it needs to load anything extra, does it? Or
Okay.
maybe I'm
If um okay, you launch cats because that's what those lines in that bat file stuff did. You
yes,
launch
sir.
cats.
Yes,
Early in the process, when cats starts up, it it triggers loading JMRI.
of course.
Okay. Now, in that process, I don't know where JMRI is going to pull in your tables.
Oh, I see.
Okay. And all I'm saying is that you may not in the past you would load you could load the tables through that include thing we were just looking at. And what I'm saying is if it takes JMRI a long time to load those tables, it may take it you may want to load the tables manually. And maybe you'll be okay. I haven't played with the aspects of JMRI that you're working with. Okay, that
Interesting. Well, I'm not running
We're
a
muted.
bigger layout really than what
Just
Parker is running.
forgot all about it.
okay. I think we got some more people coming on. Oh boy, we got a lot of people. Well, we've been talking. Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying here is that in cats you can also automatically load your cats file, and if you use that and you use the include, you may find that all the JMRI tables haven't loaded before cats loaded. That's my caution.
Okay. So if I stop using the include, which was my intent,
Yes.
does does that cure this issue?
Um, yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think
What
so.
does John Parker do? Because his layout's similar in size to mine. Does he have an include file on your
No,
cats?
no, he doesn't do. He didn't build, to my knowledge. In fact, He did not use tables. He did not build the tables in Jammerai. He let cats build all the tables
Oh, that's interesting.
because I got a copy of his panel and I can load it. Yeah, he doesn't use. In fact, I know he doesn't because there's one place in his Kimber yard that we had to do something special. I built some logics, and he
Got it.
includes that logics, and the logics is really, it's like 4 or 5 lines or something like that.
Go. Well, that's interesting. I guess the only thing reason, and you guys don't have any of this, is I have a little bit of automated running, just sending
Hmm.
trains back to
Sure.
staging and stuff.
Hmm.
So that's why I like to use Panel Pro because
Sure.
then the dispatcher interacts with cats, but then once the train leaves, the visible part of the layout, now Panel Pro takes over and runs it into the correct staging track. That's why I do run.
Hmm.
We'll see if we have any trouble with the
Yeah.
synchronization of loading stuff. That's
And,
something
and
I'll be looking out for. I hadn't thought of that.
that's what that's the intent of all this is that the two fit together,
Yeah.
Jammerai and cats. So what you're doing is should be totally acceptable and good.
Well, I want to allow somebody else to either speak or ask questions, and I'm probably going to learn from them for a change. But I want to thank you and to thank those of you who joined and putting up with my long-winded issue. I'm going to go on mute for a little, and then I may knock off after a while because I've been on for an hour and 25 minutes, taking up Rodney your very valuable time, and I thank you, Rodney. I
Hmm.
also owe a little bit to my wife. I need to get down there and help her with some stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay. Well,
I'm going to
Steve.
stay on for a few minutes and go on.
Yeah. Okay. One other thing, we talked about front range rails and Rocky
Yes.
Op will be next year, I think in May or early June. A date has been set. And let me check and
And
see. I
I've
did.
usually gotten invites for that, so I don't know why, but I will reach out to, if John's the coordinator, I'll reach out to him directly. There might have been, there's some, we've had some people come and go within our group, and some people are still reaching out to people that used to do stuff, but some of them have either passed away or they've gotten old enough that they don't do email anymore and stuff. So it could be something like that. I don't want to worry about it really. I'll sad to miss the front range, but love to get, for next year for Rocky Ops. And I'll make sure that John has what he needs.
Yep. Okay. And it'll
Thank you.
be it'll be Rich Gibson that'll be running Rocky Op. He's already set
Oh,
a date.
a good friend of mine, so I'll reach out to him
Yep.
instead. But
Yep.
I'll make sure John knows as well, just because of this other. But thank you for that. And yeah, Rich is a great guy. I actually built the diode matrices or matrices, I guess that's the proper thing, for his various staging yards that he
Mm,
uses on that layout of his. Back when he
hmm.
lived in Tulsa, but he brought them with him. They still work.
Good.
All right, Steve, you done?
I'm done, Bill. Sorry, buddy.
I'm just patiently waiting. All right,
Okay.
Rodney. I'm a very newbie here, but I know eventually I'm working on my buddy's layout, and eventually we need to get to cats, and he wants
Mhm.
to do the trains and dispatch your panel with black and have it follow the trains around and such. So, where can I find, or can someone send me a list of all the tasks, major tasks I need to complete to start with Jammerai, I think, layout builder or layout editor. So you got to build your layout first. And then somewhere I think you add your turnouts and then you add your
Well, you don't
sensor.
have to do any of that. You can start right with cats. Rodney just said, and that's what John Parker did. So I don't want to. I'll let Rodney answer that, but you don't have to start with JMRI layout editor.
Okay. So then I just need a list of where do I start? I mean, for like um for detection, we are using railroad circuits BOD8s into NCE AIU boards. So they come in through the NCE side. And we are using railroad circuits BOD8s into LCC signal boards. So they're going to come in from the LCC side. So does CATS do that too? Or do I need to add all those sensors into JAMRI in the sensors table first?
Okay. Actually, I see somebody on, two guys on who have been doing this. my brother Steve and Rob Ball are actually using LCC. But before we go too far, um, let me see if where is the list? Is the wiki? Okay. If you have, oh, there we go. Um, if you have not seen, are you familiar with groupsio.cats users?
I'm gonna say no. I've
Okay.
barely found this group, and I've been just like lurking here for like the last 6 months, trying to gather information.
Okay. I assume you got here because you saw the announcement and everything.
That's correct.
Okay, then you are on groupsio.cats users.
Okay, then very good.
Okay, so go to the groups.io and click on wiki.
Please stand by. All right. I'm at the main site. Wiki. Okay, on the left bottom. There we go. Got it.
Okay. And if you click on wiki, you will see links to videos and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Jerry Britton did some that are about 10 minutes a piece, and there are certain aspects of how to do things with cats.
All right. So I watch those 1 through 6, and then I come back and curse you if it doesn't answer all my questions.
Yeah, yeah, actually, and if you want more complete ones, okay, from the wiki, if you go to links, is it
Yep.
links? Yeah,
Yep.
okay, go to links and and I'm going to check it here because I'm looking real time at this stuff too. You'll see a links to the computer automated traffic system CATS.
Check.
Okay, scroll down and you will see about where am I at? Roughly halfway down. You will see links to instructional videos called herding cats.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's maybe 10 hours of stuff what you can do. Okay, and I would start with installing JMRI and cats. And unfortunately, if I remember right, that video, the audio is kind of not very good. Wasn't sure where my mic was, and it fades in and out. And so you have to keep your finger on the volume button and turning it up and down. But that'll talk about how to install JMRI. He'll show you what JMRI does, what CATS does, and he'll give you a quick introduction on how to install CATS.
All right. Why is episodes 101, 103, 107, and 8 missing?
Um, those came from the just like we're doing here the mic ups, whatever you call them, that we were doing and they were kind of like introduction and people just talking in general. These are formal presentations that I have done, so they're
Okay.
a little more organized. They've got their slideshows, so they've got some stuff to look at and things like that.
How old
Okay,
is how old is Catch 3?
what's that? How?
How old is Catch 3?
Oh man, I'd have to look. I want to say 3, 4 years old,
Okay.
something like that. I got another version, but it's that's some piece I keep working on and I haven't been able to complete that.
Okay.
I got a new one in the wings, shall we say? Okay,
Well,
so
I
if
got
you
lots of time on my hands, and I'll be watching these next couple of days.
Okay. So if you look at 102, that gives you an idea of the software. It gives you an idea of what Jammerite does. It gives you an idea of what cats can do. It'll give you an architectural high level overview, so to speak, of how all the various pieces fit together and how your command station fits in and networking and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, if you're getting started on something from scratch, the next video to look at then is 104 because that gets down to the real nuts and bolts of how do I wire up a layout. In other words, how do I put in a detector? What do I need to think about if I'm going to wire up a turnout? So for
Yeah,
local control,
I've
for
learned all
local,
about control points the hard way, as a
yep,
B&O guy, and I know all about CPLs, color position lights.
yep,
I always thought a control point, oh, that's a Conrail or Pennsylvania Railroad term. We don't need to worry about that. So we went joyfully going along and installing blocks for DCC, and where we have crossovers, we knew we were going to put insulated joiners across there and such. But then we came along and decided, oh crap, where you have like a point where there's a crossover, well, that now becomes a control point because you could have two trains go through at the same time as long as they were on parallel tracks, or
yep,
only one train go through there if the crossover is thrown. And you need to be able to detect both tracks separately, not just one big block as a detectable block.
you're
So
right.
we've gone back, and that's why we are now using BOD8s into our LCC signal boards because they have 10 inputs or outputs. So we're using the
Mhm.
inputs and we're using the block detection, the BOD8s into them. And that's why we are now a hybrid detection system between the NCE AIUs and the LCC side because we had to go back and retrofit all the control points. So yeah, that was a hard lesson learned and probably a year delay. I wish I saw
Yeah,
the video a long time ago. Please
yep.
continue.
Okay, so anyway, that's down at the hardware level. It talks about what hardware you need and how you may wire it up and stuff like that. And if you think detection was tough, just wait till you start getting into turnout control and feedback. And what makes it difficult is that there are many different ways of doing things, and each one has its advantages and disadvantages. And this gets into talking about those kinds of things as well.
Quick
So
question. So if we're using NCE switch eights, doesn't that provide our feedback for us?
it can. And
Okay.
I'd say it can because if you look at the video, you see there are multiple ways of doing feedback. And one of them would be to put micro switches on your, for example, on your throw bars, or if you're using like a tortoise and it's got two single pole, double pole, single throw switches on the bottom, and you can wire those up as turnouts. And there are reasons for doing both because, for example, if you use the manual ground throws, you've given track and time for track authority to your crew, and they throw a turnout locally. Then if the switch 8 isn't involved, you don't you'll get feedback even though the switch 8 didn't do anything.
I get that, but we have no ground throws because Ken hates the caboose industry ground throws and he say look too big in photographs. So all
But
turnouts,
anyway,
all turnouts are driven by a tortoise, no matter what. Some are toggle switches locally for the local guys, and the push
yep,
button tortoises can be either local or by the dispatcher, and they're the ones on
yes,
the switch eights. And
yes,
so I'm saying I don't want to do either. I don't want to do a micro switch, and I don't want to do the tortoise available switches on there because we're using them for routing and let's say the control panel to show which route is selected. So I'm thinking like when you select like do select accessory on NCE and you enter the accessory address, it'll show you is it reversed or normal right now. So it tells you what it is. So I'm thinking that's providing some kind of feedback to tell its current status.
and that's why I'm saying you need to. The video talks about all those kinds of things.
Awesome.
Okay, and I'll just give you some examples. And I'm not that familiar with the NCE, but you may have to get down the weeds and look at what the control messages are and stuff like that to go back and forth.
Okay.
Anyway, that tells you different ways of getting feedback.
All right.
And okay. Um, Then the next one, 105, is more of a very high level. If you've been doing, sounds like BNO type signaling and stuff like that, it talks about, ABS, APB, and CTC and how to do it. And it's not really very, and gets into control points. And so there's not a lot of cats and model railroading and stuff in there. It's just I tried to clear up some of the misconceptions people have about signals. In particular, things like ABS um, is a safety overlay. It doesn't give you any permission and stuff like that. And so people say, I've got signals on my layout and they're ABS. Well, you still need a dispatcher.
Okay.
Okay, so it's stuff like that. Then in 106, we actually start, I go in to show how to build a panel and pretty much the steps in doing it, in which you use the designer program builder to how you lay out your panel and where you put stuff and things like that, and then show how to use the panel to dispatch the layout. And then the other ones are, those are more of advanced courses.
I'm sure I'll eat it up.
But
Maybe
yeah,
in a maybe in a month or two, I'll be a poster child for cats.
yeah, okay. So, but anyway, the first one, two, three, four probably would be beneficial. I'd get a good eye feel for those, and if you're really good at signals, you could probably skip CATS 105. But at the same time, it introduces the terminology that I use later.
I'm a big fan of, even though I'm an IT guy by day trade, um, I still sometimes go to a beginner or intermediate class on something
Hmm. Hmm.
because you often pick up a tidbit here or there. So I'm not going to bypass understanding signals. I'm going to watch it from beginning to end because I just might pick up a tidbit of information in there.
Hmm.
Very good. I thank you, Rodney.
Okay. In anything else we can do for you?
That is more than enough tonight. I'm glad I joined and hung in there. I am bookmarking this page so I can start watching this stuff tomorrow.
Okay. And again, I apologize for the quality of some of the audio. I was learning the range of my microphone and stuff like that. And
I guess I will muddle through it. Thanks again.
you're welcome. Okay, Rob, Steve, either you guys got something you want to talk about?
Hey, Rodney, this is Rob.
Yeah,
And I got Rodney Kantorski next to me here.
yeah, we just came from dinner, Rodney, so that's why we didn't get on the call at all tonight.
Oh, no problem. Well, Steve Davis and I had a nice long chat and talking about some things he was doing.
Roger.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a listen when Eric posts the call on YouTube there.
Does Rodney, does one of the herding cats videos explain using usernames uh, as far as deciphering? Because Rob and I always talk about that, how that works well
In JMRI.
in GMI.
Because
Usernames?
yeah, because the guy that is he still oh yeah, Bill's still on. Because he said he's using LCC for detection. It sounds like NCE for switch control and feedback, and then LCC for signals. And what I've done for us at least using all LCC stuff is I just use the username. That's if you go to like the center table in JMRI, the turnout table in JMRI, I enter in every switch or block or whatever needs to be read by JMRI to be active or inactive. And then that's the way I have it in on CATS is, CATS looks at JMRI via the username, the
Yeah.
JMRI username. He may want to go that direction eventually. I think that to me, it's much better doing it that way.
Yeah, uh, yeah, I'm trying to think of what Steve did. He's been around, he's been using cats for years and years.
Right, right. I'm just suggesting this
Yeah.
to Bill on here
Oh, I
that
see. Yeah, you're right.
he may want to go that route. And you explained it very well in the manual. And Bill, that might be something you may want to do is read the designer manual and the CATS manual. Because Rodney explains everything very well in there.
Where's the designer manual?
It's both manuals are when you download the program. It should be in the same folder, I believe,
Oh,
as the
okay.
main program. Rodney, am I correct?
Yeah, there's a zip file. Bill, are you still on the cats page?
I can be on the cats page or the links page or
Go to the cats page, the one that listed the videos that you said you bookmarked.
all right. That would be under links and then cats computer automated traffic. And halfway down, you said, yeah, it has the herding cats
Yeah, okay. Find that.
there.
Okay, now, um, the next paragraph, what are you waiting for?
Christmas.
Yep. Okay, and from there, the top sentence says source code from license executables and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Okay. When you get cats, you download a zip file
Right.
and it has everything in it that you need to get started, including the manuals. So it's in the zip file.
Got it.
Now, if you want, and I gotta find it, I don't know how up to date these are. So let me do a quick check.
And just to backfill, Steve, because I think he came in late to our conversation. And that
Okay,
is, or I'm sorry, Rob. We're using detection from both sides. We're using railroad circuits, BOD8s into AIU boards on the NCE side. And because later on we figured out we needed control points and to bifurcate like multiple detection tracks inside of a control point for detection. Instead of buying more AIU boards, we decided to take advantage of using railroad circuits BOD8s and feed them into the railroad circuits LCC signal boards because they have 10 inputs. And so, according to JMRI, it's going to have detection coils on the NCE side and on the LCC side. And I do agree with you. I should use usernames as opposed to the computer assigned names or the hardware names to keep things more English and human friendly.
Yes, correct. Yep. I think in the long term, it's much better for you to do that, especially using two different types of hardware.
And troubleshooting too. That's going to be a big play.
Correct. Yes. Yes. For sure.
All right, Rodney, what are you going to show me?
yeah, okay. Now scroll to the top of that page.
All right. I'm at the top with the green BNSF Fall River Division.
Yep, okay, and I'm gonna go back. And you should see just above the Fall River Division, you should see three buttons: downloads, user guides, and contact.
Yep.
Okay, click on user guides and if that, I don't know how up to date they are, but they should be pretty close.
All right.
And so that I wouldn't read them for accuracy, but more of a general overview of how things work.
Are they a good cure for insomnia?
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
That's what I keep my IT books around for.
Yep.
All right.
So in other words, if you don't want to, if you want to get an idea of how things work, then and you don't want to pull apart the zip files, then you got to pull the PDFs off of there.
No problem. I'll obviously, my buddy, it's a 1,500 square foot layout. Gosh, we got 300 and some odd turnouts and 90 some detectable blocks and or control points and or tracks within control
Mhm.
points.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've got 7 AIU boards, 9 mini panels, and I think we're up to 45 LCC signal boards. So it's fairly large and it's really
Mhm.
kind of complicated, but even though he models 1958, he wants that modern control panel that shows the train running around like a modern dispatcher's.
Mhm.
So that's the route I've been assigned to go, and I've just been taking it one step at a time. We've done several. I've done several like test layout areas, so I can light up a CPL. I can change the CPL. I can throw a turnout, but I need to do the whole layout, not just one section of the layout kind of thing. So that's what I was kind of getting. Hate to go too far down a rabbit hole only to find out. Well, you really should have done this first, kind of thing. So I'll go through the videos and before I do any more work on the layout, just so I know where I need to go and make myself a plan and execute.
Make sure try to make each call every month because you can throw questions out to us and when I'd like to hear we would like to hear how you're progressing with things on that.
Well, I'd like to give you some progress. I'll have to tell you, last month's call was really boring. And
Yeah.
two guys were just chit chatting all night. I'm like, oh, all right.
There was a call before.
Oh, that was a call before that. Last month.
Okay. All right.
our-
But the last one, and Ronnie's explaining the fact that, hey, you fixed that bug that was in there about crossovers at the third of a
Yep.
yard or something. That
Yep.
was interesting. I've been following that dilemma. So yeah, all right, I've been doing that. But yeah, if I have progress, I'll be glad to chime in and let you guys know it. Or if I have questions, I'll let you guys know too.
And
good
Bill,
deal.
the thing is, if there's any question about why you have a modern CTC panel back in 1950s, just put it in a DeLorean with a flux capacitor.
There we go. Yep. Well, I also tell people, hey, Ken just had his modeler's license renewed last week, so he can pretty much do what he wants.
That's right.
All right. I think that's all I have for now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Glad to help. And like I said, feel free to, put anything on the group there. We're all more than willing to help you out as much as we can.
What is the limit on seeing attachments for that IO group?
Number of attachments or the size
No,
of attachment?
size.
I believe it's 25 megabytes, but could be wrong on
Really?
that.
Okay. All right.
And,
I mean,
and
I've posted like 9 pictures before, 9 JPEGs, and I think it was about 10 megabytes, and I had no issue. But I believe it's 25, but I could be wrong.
and,
Okay.
and sometimes they would put stuff in the files section.
Right. That's what the NC group makes me do. Create a folder, and then I reference the names of the file, the pictures I send out there and say, hey, look at picture 1, 2, and 3. This is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Very good.
So I'll close out. So
Yeah, we're getting back to our buddy's house here in a minute, but yeah, nothing new on our end there, Rodney. All our progress the last month has been installing the physical signal masts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've got them. Rodney installed them all here in the last couple months. So yeah, we've got 57 signal masts all active out there now. We got 36 more to go. So, but yeah, we're just getting back to our buddy's house here, so we're gonna get off the call. Fortunately, it worked out that the call went late tonight, so good to talk with you guys, and we'll be on next month.
Yeah. There may be more activity in the upcoming future now that the weather's starting to get cold and people are coming inside and
Right. No, I was surprised when we got on here and it's like, oh, there's 4 other guys on, so that was good. That was real good. So,
okay.
all right, there, guys.
See you later.
Take it easy, guys. Have a
Yep.
great night.
see
All
ya.
right, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, looks like it's just you and I.
Yep.
No problem.
Some nights are like that.
Yeah. I had forgotten about it starting at 6, but I'll definitely replay it once it's been recorded and put out there, because a lot of good information, particularly for me, is unfamiliar with cats, but working on it.
Yep. Yep. Well, I don't have experience with all aspects like a merged system like that. And so it's always,
Yeah.
NCE and LCC. So it's always good to have somebody who's done it, can say, okay, here are the pitfalls and here are the things to avoid.
Yeah. I was going to mention to them, if they're using the CT coils for block detection,
Mm-hmm.
I've been running the wires, rail A through it and then rail B through it too, but you have to put a 180-degree turn in it so that the current flows out
Mm-hmm.
to the block and comes back through the CT coil the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they cancel out.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I do the 2 wires through the CT coil is I use the frog juicers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pull a diesel up on the turnout, the frog juicer may switch to rail A or B,
Mm-hmm.
and it won't detect the block being occupied if you're not sampling both rail A and B.
Yep.
So anyway, that's I was going to mention that to him, but I'm sure, looking through most of the historical stuff, that's not mentioned too often.
Yeah. Well, it's good to get recorded, and hopefully somebody down the line will
Yeah,
hang on.
it's kind of pain in the ass running two wires through those RR circuit CT coils because they're small diameter.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a method and works out. So anyway, for what it's worth. Yeah, oh, and I got my bridge done. I'll just send you a video
Oh, okay.
of an entryway. That worked out pretty good. Using the European hinges.
Mm-hmm.
And it lifts up so that it's vertically when you walk in, and then you put it down. Then there's pins that like you'd use for furniture tables, where they put the pins in the drop leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to go into another metal insert, a cylinder. So that gets locked up. That gets latched up pretty good. Tracks are staying good. So not what I'm saying is I don't have to keep messing with the hinges and everything to keep the track aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's down, it's down. And feeling pretty comfortable with that now. So I also got a proto throttle, and that's been quite an experience.
They're interesting.
Yeah, they are. And yeah, I did read where somebody's building a steam proto throttle, but there's not too much information on it right now. But it's interesting because I run all lock sound and soundtrack to Sami too. So getting those all guys to play together the same way is always kind of fun. So anyway, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I don't think I've got much else.
Okay, well, you're probably tired from talking all this time. So I'll say goodbye.
Yep.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Okay. We'll
Okay.
talk to you later too. I'll probably sign off as well.
Okay. Bye.
Mhm. Bye.